Well, big breaking news which is coming in regarding China's constant claims over Arunachal, which is of course a part of India and has always been. But despite that, China keeps putting out these statements, gives out differential treatment to the people who live in Arunachal Pradesh over staple visa row, which has now escalated this after the Asian Games. Now, External Affairs Ministry has put out a very stern warning saying, in line with our long-standing and consistent position, India firmly rejects the differential treatment of Indian citizens on the basis of domicile or ethnicity. Arunachal Pradesh was, is and will always remain an integral part and unalienable part of India. A strong protest has been lodged in New Delhi and Beijing against China's deliberate and selective obstruction of some of our sportspersons. In fact, China's action violates both the spirit of Asian Games and the rules governing their conduct. Let me go across to Rishabh, who's joining us with all the details. Rishabh, China has once again shown how it has these territorial ambitions, expansionist ambitions, but India yet again has growled back saying it's unacceptable. Strongest words of condemnation coming in.
Definitely, not only strongest word of condemnation coming in from External Affairs Ministry, but also by the Government of India. The Information and Broadcasting Minister, who is also holding the charge of Youth Affairs, and Sports Minister of India, Anurag Thakur, has cancelled his visit to Beijing. Remember, he was going to represent India from the government side at the Asian Games. He has called off the meeting. That is a strong protest that India has registered, and diplomatically as well, External Affairs Ministry has put it in the most clear and certain terms to China that Arunachal Pradesh was, is and will always be part of India, and India condemns and strongly condemns this discriminational manner in which Indian sportsmen were removed and they were not allowed the entry. They say that this is attack on their ethnicity as well as Indian nationality, and that's the reason India has put forward a very strong protest to Beijing after this incident.
Oh, that's very significant that the INB minister, also the sports minister, has said that he is not going to be travelling across to China as was slated. He's cancelled his meeting as a sign of protest. But Rishabh, this is not the first time that China has been doing that. With China, there is a pattern which is emerging, isn't it? It keeps pushing, no matter how many condemnations, no matter how strong an action India takes. In the past also, you must remind our viewers how India has never taken it lying down, but China always continues to provoke.
Well, there are two such instances only this year where China tried to provoke. First, a few months earlier, they named 11 points in Arunachal Pradesh in Mandarin, to which India was very clear that what's happening in China is not correct. Arunachal is, was and will always be part of India, and B, giving imaginary names will not change the ground reality. These 11 points belong to India and will always belong to India. Just